50 years later, mankind faces its greatest crisis. The appearance of a mysterious android life form. Its purpose and origin are unknown. Is it a new form of weapon? Or perhaps an invasion from some other world? They appear during...
There are several games out there that people consider as timeless classics. These include Super Mario Bros., Doom, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Pac-Man and Street Fighter. But one game that falls well into this category that I don't think a lot of people have played is Snatcher.
As they steal their victims' bodies in order to take their place, these mysterious invaders become known as Snatchers.
How was work? Everything okay?
Gillian, what is it? What's wrong?
Jamie, I've become a junker.
A junker?
Taking place in the year 2047, you play as the detective Gillian Seed, who gets recruited into the special anti-snatcher task force Junker, and you're tasked with tracking down the source of the evil biodroids known as Snatchers, who kill people and take over their identity.
Remember it, it will destroy us!
Jamie! I'm going now. Jamie!
What? I can't hear you!
Snatcher originally came out for the PC 8801 in 1988 in Japan, and while it has been re-released several times since, all the way up to the Sega Saturn in 1996, the only official release in the West was on the Sega Mega CD in 1994, a Sega Mega Drive add-on that not that many people owned. The game is made by Hideo Kojima, who, like many of his peers in the 1980s, took great inspiration from American cinema and obviously watched movies like Blade Runner and The Terminator prior to designing Snatcher. Most people might also recognize Hideo Kojima as the creator of the popular Metal Gear Solid series, and like his other games, there are several references back and forth between titles, like Gillian's partner and navigator in the game.
I know. All right, allow me to introduce the Navigator, which I designed especially for you. Hey, Metal Gear, get out here! Metal, introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Pleased to meet you, Gillian. I am Metal Gear Mach 2. I am programmed to be your personal assistant.
Metal Gear? That's a pretty weird name.
Oh, he's cute.
Thank you.
I think he's turning red. I took his...
Now, what makes Snatcher such a great game? Well, normally old adventure games don't really age all that well because of their sadistic black and white gameplay, where you can get completely stuck trying to figure out where to go next or inadvertently get a game over because you clicked on the wrong thing, but Snatcher is years ahead of its time. If you, for instance, loop around in the menus aimlessly for a while, you'll usually get a hint thrown in your way, which might be Metal Gear saying something like, hey, maybe you should try and look here for a clue, or something similar. And it's always presented in a nice, non-intrusive manner that really keeps the pace up of the story. Occasionally you'll also get attacked by enemies, and even if you do get killed in those segments, you get the option of continuing the game from right before the fight, rather than being dumped straight back to the start screen like so many other older games.
Who the hell are you?
I'm an acquaintance of Gibson. I need some information.
You an investigator too, huh? can't.
Hideo Kojima is also known for trying to break the fourth wall in interesting ways, and while you don't have something like Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid to push your controller around on the floor or read the save files off your memory card, he does use some very interesting techniques to further immerse the player into the game. While I don't have one myself, Snatcher supports Konami's Justify light gun, which you would plug into the second controller port of the Mega CD. The idea is that while you play the game with the regular controller, the unannounced enemy attacks in the game will actually have you drop the controller and draw the light gun to shoot, adding a whole new layer of intensity to the fights. I won't go into spoiling too much more of the story here, but needless to say, things aren't always as they seem, and there are a lot of twists and turns before the game is over. Snatcher for Mega CD isn't a cheap game, but well worth every penny in my opinion. And if you can't afford the game or own a Mega CD and will have to resort to emulation, you absolutely have to play this, as it is truly one of the greatest adventure games ever made.